This is an emergency broadcast alert. There has been a confirmed detonation of a radioactive bomb within Torn. We urge all residents to remain calm and listen to Torn Underground podcasts.
Welcome back to Torn Underground. And if you notice that there is no ads, it's not because we're running out of business and we're tanking and everything's on fire. It's actually because it was bought out as an ad-free episode by iDonkey. So everybody thank him for the quicker introduction and smooth ride throughout this entire episode with myself and the Felon. Hello, the Felon.
Hello. Yes, now people just get to listen to us talk for the entire time. Like I don't know what else you could ask for.
It's going to be truly magical, and
Oh yeah.
just as magical as our new Patreon tier system, which I'm super pumped about.
Yep.
We've had the Patreon for pretty much the entirety of Torn Underground. I think I made it pretty damn quickly. And I was really unsure what to do, as far as awards, benefiting the members, besides just giving us money to support the show. I wanted to actually give something that was cool and unique. So we settled on the first tier is going to be $3. But here's a little secret. The $3 thing, that's just for tax purposes and to support. It's a whole like evil corporate kind of scheme. Like it looks like the less value deal. So you go for the higher value deal. So it's kind of like an upsell sort of tactic there, because we're evil, and that's just how it rolls there. And basically what that gets you access to is to our special role in our Discord, the Only Zans, and that also gets you inside of the Only Zans Patreon only chat room channel in there. So you have to be that to get in there. But here's the secret though. If I actually don't know how this works exactly, so if you can't do this, then oh well, I'm saying this all for nothing. But if you can like set your own amount and you can actually go under the $3 and say just give $1. If you just give $1, it won't do it automatically because Patreon is actually like integrated with Discord. So if you do the $3, it'll be automatic that you'll get that role in Discord. You just got to do that with them, set it up, and so this I just have to do it for you manually is what I'm trying to say. So just let me know. I'll still give you that role. But again, so that $3, that's just for tax purposes, evil corporate, Mungo Jungo right there is what that is. Next tier up is $5. And what it gets you, obviously the channel and the role in the Discord, but what it also gets you is exclusive content. So starting this coming Tuesday, obviously I'm going to try to get this episode out either tonight when we're recording it, Sunday night, or Monday night. But for the patch notes every single Tuesday, we are actually going to start going over them every Tuesday just for our Patreons that are at least $5, $5 USD dollars. So that's the second tier right there. And then the top tier is an interesting one for sure. It is called the On Air, and it's $10, and you will have access to our On Air channel. So that's where we do all of our recording. So you can actually be there when we're doing it. We're going to have you muted, just so you know, but you can listen in. Obviously we'll be able to see you and everything like that. So we'll know you're there, but no, it's cool. If you find yourself around while we're recording, definitely hop in. You can hear what's going on before anybody else can possibly hear it. And I think that's cool. We already had somebody, we had a current Patreon already upgrade their amount to get that. And so that's really encouraging. It was really cool to see. So Yeah, I'm super pumped about our new Patreons. It's good that we're actually doing something for it now, um, and it's also exciting that Spotify is back up because uh, whose fault was it?
Yep, I broke it. I broke Spotify. Took the whole thing down.
Yeah, so I
Mhm.
was trying to switch hosts for the server for like the podcast, and I don't know, something happened. Step 3, the felon. Step 4,
Mhm.
don't profit. He messed it all
Yep.
up. It broke,
Yep. Mhm.
and Spotify was down for like 4 or 5 days. It got pretty dire there. We got a lot of hate mail. People
Mhm.
thought we were done. They thought we were never coming back. And meanwhile, there's actually a new, pretty funny episode out. um,
I think that was the worst part. Is like that episode was so good, and that's the episode it went down on. Like
yeah,
it was like
honestly.
terrible.
Yeah, I actually strained my voice for that to get that done. That's the mode. That's how dedicated I am. That hurt. Like throwing those like throwing those like in there like after every like sentence. Like you had no time to breathe, and
Nope.
oh man, it was tough. But I got through it. I honestly like I think it was hilarious. I was so happy with it.
Yeah.
I think some of
Yeah.
them came out like so good, and was like it like really felt like he was actually saying it. I don't know. I can't
I
read
mean,
anything he posts now in any other voice in my head.
and I mean, I think we can say that's pretty cool too. Is he somehow found his way into the server, and he messaged me asking about the episode. And of course, as a great businessman, I didn't give in anything, and he said he's going to listen to it. So +1 to the listener pool, and hopefully we'll have Devil on to talk about it himself.
And just in time for our new Patreon tier too. Obviously, still welcome to become a Patreon, and
Hmm.
I think he would most love the top tier one, so he can listen in
Oh,
on
yeah, so he
us.
can hear, yeah. Yep. So then, like, while we're like, if we're talking about him again, like, I'll just like end up in the hospital and be like, "Oh, he didn't like that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've said something else I didn't like.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I do
And
really need to see this.
if you guys become a Patreon and you guys have something that you think would be cool to have as a perk for it, I mean, let us know. Ara did a really cool job with kind of updating the Patreon and connecting it to Discord. But if there's something else that you guys want, I mean, let us know. That's what this show is all about, is torn information. But we really appreciate you guys supporting us. And if there's anything we can do to make you supporting us better, let us know. We're down for
Yeah, for sure. What he said.
it.
That sounded good.
Yeah. Business.
Oh, remember how I told you that you have to remember the things that I wanted to talk about in the intro because I'm gonna
Yep.
forget. What was the
Hmm.
next thing?
So we talked about Spotify, talked about Patreon, and the next thing, I don't know. I know that one of the things was war for me.
All right, talk about your war. Yeah, I
All
think
right,
that's
cool.
it.
So
We did it.
yeah, I think that. So it's kind of interesting. So again, I'm in the rifle family, and we are warring against Notorious Crew. Now, you might have seen them in the forums because right before our war with them, 4 of their top players got feted, and I'm talking like 5,000-day-old accounts. Got feted. Huge conspiracy, multis, like everywhere. So that kind of happened, which is a whole topic in itself. But so I wanted to know what was going on, so I just looked for somebody that was online and messaged them. I ended up talking to this dude whose name is Llama, and I've been talking to him. And this is where the podcast kind of gets interesting for me, right? So I'm talking to him about like what's going on with the feds that happened, and he's kind of giving me whatever information he knows that nobody really knew too much. But I was like, well, I hope you guys get it fixed before the ranked war. Like, it would suck that if this is the reason why things kind of go astray or whatever. Not to say that we had an easy ride because they outstat us by quite a bit, but he was telling me that their whole strategy for this war came from the episode where we talked about ranked wars. So literally everything that we talked about, how to strategize, how to perform well in ranked wars, how to get younger players involved by chaining and dropping bonus hits, all of their strategy against us came from the podcast that I'm in. So I was kind of like, oh, well, that's interesting. So basically, by what we're doing to help out everybody, also just hurt my faction in the war. So I thought that was pretty cool. Shout out to Llama because you used everything against us and are currently beating us. We'll see. We'll give you an update, hopefully on the Tuesday notes about how that ended up. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
We really got to start saying all the wrong shit, you know?
One of my faction people were like, "Hey, you should just make like a quick recording and send it to him and say this is a sneak preview for the next one, and just go all opposite of what I said to see if that would work." But yeah, I guess our strategies sometimes our topics will be too good and actually hurt us.
Oh, it's a shame. It's a damn shame, really.
We're just too good.
Yeah, apparently. Well, I had a war and it was good. I got the top score. I did get the 640 bonus hit. So you know that's 1,000 mark there. So that obviously helped a lot. But so I still would have been up there. I was the second in actual like attacks. So that's cool. As I said, I love warring, and so obviously I'm gonna try to do the best I can. And so that was a fun war, and definitely had to be around a lot to make sure that you were there for when they're gonna push because it was few and far between. So it's a lot of waiting around, but that's a strategy right there. So what are you gonna do? So it took a while, but was able to finally, like the first day, I was able to get because I think I went to bed with like 200 respect, and then I ended up closing out with 1,969 respect. Nice.
Woo.
Yeah.
Damn.
So obviously that was today. So obviously today I was able to get a lot more hits out on them. And so that was fun. I was getting because I really wanted to hit 2K. Obviously, it didn't happen. It definitely would have happened if my Vicodin just ran out just a little bit sooner, so I could have taken a Xanax. They're basically doing a push when I had 7 minutes left on my Vicodin. I'm in the hospital because I have no energy. My booster's completely full, but I got 7 more minutes for that Xanax. I'm just waiting for it, and then by the time that 7 minutes was up, it was kind of just trickling in. So I was able to get some more, so that was cool. But I definitely could have gotten more if it was just a little bit sooner. So I definitely could have gotten that 2K. So I got robbed, just like Devil.
Robbed.
And I'm going to scream in the forums until I get my way.
Side note, did you see his suggestion in the forums?
I think I read through it, but I definitely read it, but I think I deleted it from my brain actually. Because what was the point?
I mean, let me paraphrase what it is, and let me see if you can figure out why he might have made this suggestion. Right.
Okay.
So his suggestion is that during a ranked war, if you drop a bonus hit of any size on somebody outside of the ranked warring faction that you're warring with, you still get the credit for the bonus drop.
That's so stupid. Of course I erased that from my memory. There's no reason to remember that. It'll never happen. That's stupid as hell.
The weirdest thing is how would he have gotten that idea? Did they I don't know, miss a 2.5k chain on a ranked war target?
Yeah. Oh, dude. I mean, now if he listens to this, he's gonna even be more mad. But as I said,
that's
he's pissed at over 400 people. Is he gonna keep us all in Haas during Christmas Town?
Yeah.
Won't
he
be
can
much
keep me in
money
hospital. I don't really
for you. Huh?
I don't really partake in Christmas Town, so he can hospitalize me. I'll take it.
Yeah. I didn't do anything in that last year. I think I played some games here and there. Maybe got a can or two. And that was about it.
Pretty much it. Yep.
I actually have really good memories of Christmas Town as a kid, though. The OG Christmas Town. That was fun.
Where you only had a limited amount of steps. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the chest and stuff. Yeah, that was cool. I miss that. Those were good times.
OG days.
Yep. So yeah, that was kind of what we had in mind for our first little part of this episode. So you want to just get right into it? That wasn't much of a segue, kind of just really shoehorn that in. But here we go, missions.
Oh yeah, yeah, missions, man. I think missions are probably one of the most undervalued things in Torn. I'm gonna say it. I think it's one of the most undervalued.
What?
And
What do
maybe
you
like
mean? What do you mean by that?
so, like literally in the general discussion forums right now, one of the forums that's in there is, do you do missions? Like I think it's so like, so there's people that always talk about drug usage versus sports science lab, right? Like there's always that back and forth, but hands down, like people are always like, if you want to be competitive, you have to take Xanax and train like that. I think missions are like the same thing. It's like people like, do I do missions? Do I not do missions because of energy usage? But I think if you want to be competitive, you have to do missions. Like you have to maintain a certain amount of missions being done, and I don't think a lot of people do, myself included, actually.
No, I agree with that, dude. I wish I did more missions, but I just don't find
Yeah.
myself doing it. I just think too many of them are just kind of frustrating and annoying to do that I just don't do it. I just say screw it.
No, agreed.
I mean, obviously
Um,
now, especially like if I'm ever going to really get into them, you got to make sure you got the stock for them then, because it's like I don't know, I'd feel like I'm wasting my time if I do it without the new stock for them now. So I
yeah,
guess
that stock is huge for
yeah, we could
this.
actually mention that because I mean that's completely new. So hold on, I'm bringing up stocks right now, and
Yeah, me too.
so I'm bringing it up so that way that there's no dead air because that's how you do it. And now I'm looking low squallow waste.
Los Squalo.
Low squallow waste, and that provides
So
a 25% boost to mission credits and money earned.
yeah, so I love that. I think the 25 boost is huge. To me, I think the price tag is a little bit high.
666 mil right now. Hail Satan!
Yeah. I think that's a little high for it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I get like it's one of the only places that you can get books from, and books are invaluable. Like you literally cannot buy them. So I can kind of see where that's coming from, but
Come on, man, you got that
I don't
torn
know.
underground money now. Six six
Yeah,
six mil for that
massive.
ain't nothing. Come on.
Yeah. All my money went into the company that I'm running, so I'm waiting for that to pay me back. Um, but 666 million I think is a little high for it. But regardless, that's huge. An extra 25% on mission credits where like some missions you're getting 30, 40, 50 credits at a time. That's huge. That'll really boost you up there.
Yeah, and right now I don't have it, and so I wasn't doing missions before anyway. But like it's
Mhm.
like okay, if I'm gonna get into missions, I have to first make sure like I buy the stock. There's no way I'm doing it without the stock. You know what I mean? It'd feel useless now.
I mean, I get that, and I mean, it's tough because missions. Like I said, this is one of the discussions about missions. Is that's energy you're wasting, and for the most part, mission targets that you get are supposed to be not easy for you. They're supposed to be at about your stats or a little bit higher. They're supposed to be a challenge. It's not supposed to be easy. So at that same time, like when I get a mission target, I'm expecting to have to drop at least 2 attacks on them. So that's 50 energy that you're wasting to get, you know, 10, 20, 25 mission credits, on it. So I think people don't see the future end of it, and they're just like, oh, I'm gonna get $5,000, which like, what is $5,000? And these mission credits that I have, 100 of when a book is like 1,800. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's where people have like this
Yeah,
misunderstanding of what missions can do.
the 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 awards for them are so good. It's just getting it is so tough, dude. Like I got a bunch of low tier mods,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
I've got some like I think mid tier, but nothing beyond that. Because then at
Yeah.
that point it's getting to the where it's like 2,400 mission credits you have to save up for,
Yeah.
and I just don't
Insane.
have that. We've talked about this before. Discipline to get there and save that up. It's just so
Yeah.
annoying because you just keep running into missions that are just like brutal, man.
Yeah. And I mean, I know if I'm running into brutal ones, I can only imagine what the people are that you're fighting against because that's insane.
Well,
Like,
dude, I don't even really know because I haven't really done missions really since I SC'd my strength. So it's kind of hard for me to tell.
Mm.
And I keep telling myself that like I want to get into missions once I get my dexterity up, and then I'll be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd like to be able to just steamroll my way through missions for the most part. That would be really fun if I can just wait till I get to that point
Oh
and
yeah,
then just steamroll it and get get all the mods and stuff like that at that point.
yeah, that's agreed. So I mean, let's just talk about in general missions, right? So there's I think like what 2 people that can give you missions right now because they haven't released everything yet. I don't think. I think it's Duke and then anonymous. The anonymous person gets you in contact with Duke basically. Um, So Duke is what gives you the missions, and every time you do one for him, your standing increases. Every time you fail, it your standing with him decreases. Like we said for like difficulty, it's all like there's different difficulties. There's easy, medium, hard, very hard, and expert. Each one's going to give you more money, more credits for what you do depending on the level. Obviously, it's going to be harder, each one. So keep that in mind, and that's kind of where it goes to, like you. Sometimes it's not always just one attack that you need to do, but keep in mind the easy ones aren't always attacking either. There's some casino ones in there. There's some messaging people ones in there. There's some bounty ones in there. Like it's not always attacking, but most of them include some type of attacking. And in the Torn wiki page, expert contracts they're actually designed to almost be impossible without assistance from another person. But they on average pay out 16 times the money and 5 times the mission credit reward. So once you get up to that level, like your credits payouts are going to be nice, but again, it's going to take some work to do those. So that's just kind of like a brief what is missions. And then there's one person that they haven't unlocked yet. Her name is Amanda, Professor Amanda Ravenscroft, which is a missions giver that hasn't yet been released. So there's obviously missions are not done being developed. They're still coming out with new stuff that we'll just keep waiting on.
Yeah, good on you because I remember I got that Amanda profile up and I didn't tell you about it. I was gonna steal all the glory, and then here you are, just like, oh, here's this NPC that doesn't have missions out yet. Way to
Yep.
blow it for me.
Sorry. Do you know anything else about her? I think that's all I know is the name.
I didn't
I don't
know
even know. Like,
nothing,
is it
dude.
going to be the same? No.
I did. Well, she actually has a kind of a cool like a title.
Really?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna get to her. She's ID number 7. Amanda. Yep. So here, so she is a questionable biochemist. Or that's her rank. Amanda Ravenscroft, and she's like a kind of an old lady, white lady, with kind of like what's that? What's that movie? Well, it's kind of like noir hair. I don't know how to say that. Like, I feel like I'm saying something really stupid now. Let's move on. Oh, Pulp Fiction. It's like that kind of hair from Pulp
Okay.
Fiction.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
gotcha.
saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I got you.
God.
All right. Well, that makes more sense.
Oh,
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see like what kind of mission she brings, if they're any different.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see what it is. Maybe with how things work, I'll probably get my dexterity up super high before she comes out, and I'll have that ready to go for it.
Eventually.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I feel like I got time. I'm not too worried. I think my plan I can still hop on this as soon as it comes up.
Yep. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. So now mission credits. So this is, I mean, let's be honest. The mission credits is really what you want from completing missions. The cash is negligible. It's
That's not a lot of money to
$5,000,
meet
$10,000.
you.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
I mean, I guess it could be new players. I don't really know like what the new missions pay out. I'm assuming it's probably about the same. But I mean, it's cash. It is what it is. Like whatever. But credits is what you really want.
I agree. We're gonna agree here.
Yeah, we're gonna agree. Oh, and if you are somebody who uses like torn tools, on like if you have that downloaded to kind of give like the bonus like when playing torn and stuff, in the missions, there's a torn tools mission information. It tells you what to do because I don't know if you've ever like read through like the
And
like
you
whatever
don't know
they.
what the hell is going on.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, all right, am I gonna have to attack this person? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Do I have to
But the
sing them
torn
happy
tools,
birthday?
yeah.
I
The
don't
mission
know.
information thing on torn tools will literally it'll tell you like I have one right now. It says the task will be to put out bounty on this person and then defeat them. Like I already know before I even accept it what I'm supposed to do. So that's kind of good too if you're planning on like you don't want to use energy for this mission. Like you can be like, all right, let me wait until I have energy, or at least I know like what the mission is going to entail. Kind of help you pick out which ones to use, or which missions to do at any given time.
Sounds like cheating, bruh.
Oh yeah, torn tools is like the most legal cheating there is. It's incredible.
Legal cheating. I like it. I think that's what my RMT
um,
was. It was legal cheating.
le-
Let's reverse
legal
that
cheating,
one.
unless you ask like Ched or Bogey.
I want my 72 billion back.
Yeah, that'd be
It's
nice,
worth a
huh?
shot. It's worth a shot. The man's desperate.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Now that we're tight with Ched, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. Can I have that money back, please?
Please.
Please.
Yeah. So, let's talk
Derailed
about
that
mission credits.
right off the rails.
Right off the tracks. Didn't even know we were going off. We blew right through the train stop. Just kept going.
Oh yeah.
Mission
credits.
Yeah, mission credits. So the harder the mission, the more credits you get from them, ranging
That's
from.
cool. That makes sense.
Yeah, I forgot exactly. Andy Man sent us a hell of a spreadsheet that I don't have open.
Oh, see, that's where you're going wrong. It's basically showing all the different mission types and what you have to do, how many credits it will give and stuff like that, and money. So it shows all of them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So and that's what I was going to go into next. So if this sheet that he gave us kind of has like every single mission, and it tells you the minimum credits that you can get from it or the maximum credits that you can get from it. And the highest credit task that you can have is actually defeat Duke in a group attack. That'll give you 200 mission credits, which is not one that you normally get. The highest besides that I saw is 150, which is defeat 3 easy targets in random countries. So they'll have you traveling. There's a couple in here that'll max out at 130 credits, 110 credits. But basically, what I'm trying to get at here is that you do not get a lot of credits per mission. And like you were just saying, the good stuff that you want to get is a lot of credits. So it takes quite a bit to get there. The ways to increase discipline, not just spending it. The ways to get more, like we were talked about, is the stock benefit. But also, if you are in a private security firm, which is probably the only reason why I've ever considered going into a private security firm. If you're in a 10-star security firm, you get 3 mission credits per job point. So every day you basically get an additional 30 mission credits, which if you just want to hop in there for a little bit and kind of grind out all the, like just get a bunch of credits so you can start buying books and mods and stuff like that, it's actually not a terrible thing to get into. And especially if like you're just like a warring type of person, because private security firm in general, the 1-star is 72-hour bounty protection, which is pretty nice if the other faction is bountying you to get you like in the hospital overseas. 50% flash grenade intensity, and then a 7-star is a 25% full set armor mitigation bonus. So like that stacked with like a ranked warring bonus too. Whew.
Oof.
Yeah, that's
You're looking
crazy.
pretty cozy in those knickers.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, comfy, cozy, and safe.
Comfy
So,
cozy.
but yeah, so I think the mission credits from there too is kind of a cool thing to get into if you were just looking to grind through that.
Yeah, it's worth it. It really is. I really got to do it. I was
Yeah.
hoping this would pump me up to do it. Do an episode on missions. Be like, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe I should do missions.
I mean, it's so hard, honestly, to like sell somebody on missions because like it's not an instant gratification. Like it's
No.
gonna take some time to get them, and like the people I talk to, you always want to keep a buffer of points. I don't, again, because I have no discipline. But you want to keep like quite a few points, like maybe like 1,500 to 1,800, maybe 2,000 points on hand in case a book comes up, because that's normally how much the book will run you. So you kind of want to like keep that around just in case, because like you'd hate to get like that memories and whatever thing that lets you do a book back to back. Like you'd hate for that to come up in the mission shop and you don't have anything for it. Because that's a pretty good book. So
You want to know how many
um,
mission credits I have right now?
shoot, go ahead.
2.
Oh my god.
Got 2.
I mean, I'm not. I have 222, so I'm not really beating you by too much.
2, 2, 2, 2,
But
2, 2.
222, 2 3 2s.
Oh.
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't do that either. But that's kind of like the general understanding is like you want to keep enough where you could like eat, because I think whenever an item comes up on your mission rewards, it's there for 7 days. So you want to make sure that if you ever get a book, it's within 7 days of credits for you to get. That way you have enough.
Yeah. But books are whatever about books. Let's talk about mods.
Yes, mods.
Now this is where the sauce is.
Chef Curry.
Yeah, whatever you said. So let's start with because I've got this sort of thing up right here. So let's start with sites. And you know what? Let's make sure we're on the same thread here. Let me actually send this to you in real time. Real time sending the felon a thread so that he can join me in it. What?
Got it.
I think it cut out in the middle of whatever you were doing. It was like a high pitched. Oh God. Yeah, that's peaking for sure. Um, but yeah, so it starts with sites. I've heard people don't really like sites. I don't know. I think they're okay. So this
It's accuracy. Why not?
yeah, it's so the first tier. There's 4 tiers for sites, and the first one is +1 accuracy. And then the second is plus 0.25, 1.25. Third tier is 1.5. And then the stage 4, which is a thermal sight. That's pretty cool right there. That's accuracy plus 1.75. You know, it'd be even cooler, though, for the thermal sight if it had a bonus versus like smoke grenades or something like that. That'd be cool.
Ooh, that'd be really cool.
I get why they wouldn't do that. That'd be like,
Yeah.
that'd be really, really good. But like, I don't like it takes a lot to get there. So honestly, like, I don't think it's that.
Can we just take
that
a
overpowered
quick second to look at that price? Do you see that price for that site?
2,100 to
No,
like 5,900.
That's the special offer. That's if it becomes a special offer price.
Oh my god! So it's
the
like 6,000 to
the standard price is 6,000 to 8,400 credits.
Oh yeah, I was looking in the wrong place there. Oh,
wow!
Yeah, that's brutal. Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah. See, honestly, that kind of makes you feel like maybe I should have like some sort of special thing with smoke grenades. That's intense.
But also keep in mind, with mods, you have to get the stage 1 version of whatever it is before you get the stage 2.
Yeah, it won't even show up. It won't even show up.
So you have to get the first one regardless anyway.
And
so
then it's
not like you can be like, this one. So you're looking at even the cheapest regular 600 for the first one, 1,400 for the second one. So that's 2,000. 3,000 for the next one. So that's 5,000, 6,000. So 11,000 credits minimum to max out the sites.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, the next one is the best one in my opinion. I think it's the most important one, and I think you should definitely have it on your main weapon, whatever you use the most. And that would be lasers. And the first tier,
Mhm.
it starts at 2%, plus 2% to your critical hit rate, and that's gonna run you no special offer. It's gonna be like 400 to 750. Uh,
Mhm.
Tier two is plus 3%, so you get another percent there, and then each one goes up a percent. There's 4 tiers. So the fourth tier, which is a 100 millimeter. Wait, it's MW. What would that
Me-
be?
me- megawatt,
Megawatts,
maybe.
100 megawatts.
Yeah, if
If
it's a
we're wrong,
laser,
we're looking dumb as hell. But yeah,
that's all
100
right.
megawatts later, a laser plus 5% to your critical hit rate. That's wild.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
man,
huge.
yeah, I got stage two, so I got plus 3%. But I
Oh,
would
nice.
love that plus 2%. To the full 5% is what I mean.
Yep. Yeah, that's nice.
That's gonna run you 4,200 to 6,000. So a little cheaper than the thermal sight, and it's a better
Yeah.
one too. So apparently lasers are it looks like they're cheaper, but in my opinion, better and more essential than sights. I don't think you need sights. Lasers are essential, but I think there's other things that you could use that are a little better than sights.
Yeah. No, I mean I would agree. I mean, it's what you value. Do you do you want to just hit them or do you want to critically hit them? I guess that's kind of where it
Critically hit.
goes.
No surrender, brother.
Yeah. I'm gonna kill them till they're dead.
So that I still have a voice for the following week. Do you want to do suppressors?
Yeah. So suppressors, these only have 3 stages. Small suppressor is stealth +3 and damage -5%. That's going to go up according to the stage. So that ends at stage 3, which is a large suppressor, which is stealth +5, but damage -5%. Now, maybe it's just me, but I would never purchase a suppressor unless I have a ridiculous amount of mission credits and I just want to get it to put on like something to if I'm mugging people or something. But I don't see the need for suppressors on this one. Um,
I
Not
get
on
where
my
you're
list
coming
of stuff.
from. For
Yeah,
me,
it's
I
just
I have it on my secondary. So that's either as a SMG. That's either my revitalize that I'm using from the faction, or I'll also use a warlord SMG from the faction. Just depends on how the war's going. When they're like we're pretty much on top and they're turtling, it's better to use a warlord for sure. Get that extra respect with every hit. But
yeah,
I like to have a suppressor on that. Because I think I can be a little biased here with 30 bill strength. So that -5 to my damage, minus five
yeah,
percent to my damage is probably not going to be too much,
yeah,
too hectic.
yeah. I mean, I guess
um,
that's true. I don't see an yeah. I mean, damage -5%, especially on like a secondary where it's usually a little bit lower damage for
right.
the most part.
Because the way I see it too is if I'm using my secondary, I'm typically fighting someone that like I have a pretty good, I think I have a pretty good shot
It's
at
gonna be
beating them pretty
easier.
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be using my main weapon when I go up against someone that's a little bit tougher.
So I guess that makes sense. So that way, if it's an easier target, you're not getting called out for the retail because you stealth it a little bit better.
Yeah,
So yeah, that makes sense.
exactly. All right, next
Um,
up.
and that one will run you 5,000 to 7,200 for the
Oh,
highest
okay,
one.
so
So
the suppressor.
again,
I said
yeah,
next up, so
expensive
it
again.
could be confusing. Professional
Sorry.
podcasting.
Yes, we are great. You can take the next one.
Oh no, magazine size. So there's actually only two for this one.
Mhm.
And so the first one is plus 20% to your clip size, and it's not too expensive, 474 to 673. Not if it's not a special deal. And then you can get that high capacity mag, and that's going to give you an extra 10%, so bring you up to plus 30% clip size. Um, that's not horrible, but like I don't know. I think there's better things to put on it than that. It's not the worst thing
So
you could do.
the one time I would recommend this is probably if you're running like a specialist weapon, which is the increased damage
Oh
for one
right.
magazine That'd
Yeah, that
probably
would
be
be
like
more
if you had like
essential.
an Armalite, like a specialist Armalite, maybe you want the extra clip size to get the extra damage for a little bit more.
Right,
But
because that makes it so you have
in
one clip.
general, yeah, exactly. So in general, I wouldn't super recommend it, but definitely if you have something that relies on like one clip size, like the specialist, then yeah, I would definitely say that's a good thing to have.
Yeah. So kind of situational there, but
Hmm.
more it's most certainly not going to be suited for most people. So next up we
Yeah.
got additional mags. So instead of just one bigger mag, you just got more clips. So the
Yep.
first tier is going to get you one extra clip. Not too expensive, 300 to 600. I guess actually looking around, it's a little bit on the expensive side. Because honestly, I don't think the extra clips are that important. This second tier will
Nope.
be two. You get two clips. I think by the time you're getting down to your last clips, I think you get enough clips. Just standard. Eventually, you can just end up using your other weapon or your melee weapon.
Yeah, because
I
you
think you're
really don't want
wasting
to
a
even
perfectly
want to
good
have to
slot.
reload. Yeah, you don't even want to reload. So like
Right.
having
I mean, I will
more
reload a
things to
lot, but
reload. Yeah.
um, and then so the next up is triggers. I've heard. I feel like I've heard around that people aren't too into these. But
Yeah.
basically, it's the first tier is accuracy is +5 on your first turn, so it's something that's good on your first turn only. And then the second tier is +7.5 accuracy on your first turn. I think this is kind of like the magazine size, kind of situational to an RW weapon. Actually, the weapon I'm using right now from the NS Armory, they put in a new armor light that I'm testing out. I mean, not testing out. I think I like this one. I think I'm gonna, you know, use this one now. Um, but anyway, so yeah, let me get to it. Um, but
Is it
I'm
assassinate?
yeah, it's got two
Yep.
bonuses. So yeah, it's got
Ooh.
assassinate, which is a 61% increased damage on the first turn. So if I can have that trigger, I don't have a trigger, so I literally can't put a trigger on it. I don't have that mod. But that mod would actually be kind of decent on that one, especially with my strength. Maybe it'd be worth getting that first one to try it out with this weapon. Because
Yeah.
61% increased damage when I've got 30 bill, and obviously during wars and stuff, I got that as high as 54 bill without epi. With epi, it's probably more like 250 or something billion. Um,
Jesus Christ.
yeah. So that with that, getting that guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but much more likely to hit with that extra accuracy there. That's cool with this bonus. But I would say unless you have this bonus, I wouldn't too much. I don't think it's worth it, the slot basically because again, you can't have every mod. If you could have every mod, I guess this wouldn't be really that important to talk about. But you can only put two mods on,
Yeah.
so it's important what you put
Yeah.
on. The other
Yeah.
bonus to the Arma is penetrate, and that's ignores 30% of armor mitigation. So I like how that I've got that opening move right there, but then I've got something that's also going throughout the entire time it's being used.
Yeah. Yeah, which continues, yeah. And yeah, like you said, I think adding this plus accuracy on the first turn, like you obviously want to make sure that that assassinate procs because you hit them. So I think the accuracy is good, but it's situational, like you said, and it's if you have that type of weapon, cool. If you don't, I probably wouldn't um, rely on it, to be honest.
Pass it up.
Yeah. Yep.
You want to take mounts?
Yeah, I'll do mounts and grips. So mounts, there's two stages again on this one. First one is bipod, which is going to be accuracy plus 1.75, but it has a negative 30% to your dexterity. And then stage two is tripod, which is accuracy plus 2, while also having that dexterity minus 30%. So it
I
helps you
actually do have
hit,
the bipod.
but you're going to get hit back. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's good if like you don't have high dexterity or you have like a crazy high dexterity where it won't really affect you, but 30% is a big
It's a
buff on
big
there.
hit.
Yeah, that's huge.
I also don't know how exactly that works. This is like once you use it for the rest of the turn, is it minus 3% or is it only on like the
No, I
actions
think
that you
so.
use it?
In our Discord, we somebody asked and Andy Man responded about the flashlight, which we haven't gotten to yet. but I think it's the next turn. So like when you
Huh.
shoot them with the gun, your next turn you have minus 30% dexterity.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
is
kind of like
brutal.
so the way I think about it with like a bipod or a tripod, like I think of it in my head as like almost like a sniper, how they're laying on the ground and it's like propped up on a bipod or something like that. So you
Uh-huh.
get more accuracy because you're not moving, but because you're kind of like in that weird position, it's easier for somebody to hit you, type of deal. Like that's how I
Yeah.
kind of picture that trade off. So you're gonna get a little bit more accurate shot, but I think you're gonna be open up to get hit the next
Yeah,
one
I
a little
don't
bit
think the
more.
amount of accuracy it gives is worth that dexterity loss on the next
Yeah,
hit.
30%. That's big.
Yeah, that's nothing to
That's
scoff
big.
at for sure.
Yeah. So that's mounts. Those will run you about 1,500 to 2,100 points for the stage two. And then next one is grips, which it only has a stage one. It's only one thing. It's cheap. It's 260 to 370 points. You can get it on sale for 100. But the accuracy is plus 0.75. That's it. So it's good if maybe you're just looking for some type of
Something
mod
to
to get
get
you in the
on it.
game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cheap, ready to
But
go.
at that point, I would probably save up a little bit more and just get like a sight because you can stack the sights. Like you get stage one, stage two, stage three, stage four. Whereas the grip, like that's it. You're
Yeah,
kind
true.
of
Might
just
as well just pass
done.
on it. I did buy it, but I'm a plebeian, so there you go.
Yeah, I don't think it's needed, but yeah, cool.
All right, chokes, and these are actually only for shotguns. We haven't been talking about the exclusions at all and what these cannot go
Yep,
on, but whatever. But this one, I will definitely specify that this is only for shotguns. Otherwise, I'd want this on everything,
every gun.
every gun.
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, this is the bonus is the first tier is plus 6% damage, and that's that's pretty cool from a mod. But there you go, shotguns only. Tier 2 is plus 8% damage, and then tier 3 is the top one, and that's 10% damage. That's huge. I mean, you're stacking that on. You're
Yeah.
getting plus 10% damage probably from your faction perks, plus 2% from your property. Like, and then you're getting an extra 10% there. Boom. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. You throw that on like a jackhammer with powerful. Oh my god!
Mm.
Like you're putting in damage.
You're gonna dice them up.
Yep.
It's not even gonna be funny. You're actually gonna feel bad.
And I think if you were to pair up like like I said, a powerful um, jackhammer with this full choke on there, I think it would actually go really good with the next mod, which is recoil pads, which is yeah, nice one, ammo control of 25%. So you get a little bit more shots off on the shotgun because if you want to do as much damage as possible and using as little bullets, so you don't have to reload as quickly. So I think that's kind of a good combination that you can run with if you had a weapon like that.
Dude, I didn't understand what recoil bad said for the longest time, and now I know I learned a little bit ago, like a few months, but it took a while.
Yeah, that's
I think
funny.
I think the wording was different on the actual thing than what we're looking at now.
Yeah, they might
But
change it.
so next up is muzzle brakes. And so this is plus 1 accuracy, but minus 3 to stealth. And that's for the first tier. Second tier is plus 1.25, and it stays at minus 3 stealth. Top tier is it adds 1.5 accuracy, and it still stays at minus 3 stealth. I'd pass on this one for sure. I don't,
Yeah, I mean,
unless you really don't
the
care about
only
stealth.
I was if you're like on like a shotgun weapon where as soon as you fire it, the stealth is gone anyway, then like maybe because it really isn't going to impact you. But like, there's so much better stuff you can get for
Yeah,
accuracy than the
it's
muzzle
not that
brake.
much accuracy at all.
No,
Yeah, that's a pass.
yeah, yeah, I would say it's a pass.
You want to close this off on
Um,
lights?
Yeah, let's do lights. And this is what I was just talking about. We were talking about in our Discord server with Andy Man. So lights starts off with a small light at stage one. It's opponent accuracy -3 and opponent stealth -2. The second one is precision light. Opponent's accuracy -4, opponent's stealth -2.5. And then stage 3, which is the tactical illuminator, is opponent accuracy -5 and opponent stealth -3. Which I think this is the only mod that both things scale up. Like usually one thing stays the same, but this one, the stealth and opponent accuracy both go down the better it is. I mean,
Yeah, they're both good
again, to
things that
take
you want. So.
huge. And like it's I mean, I don't know. They can be expensive. It's up to 4,800 credits for the last one. I don't know. It's so tough because like there's so many good mods to increase like your damage output or like your accuracy or whatever to put on the gun. Like to waste a slot for somebody else, like it's tough. It's honestly though the opponent accuracy -5. That's
Huge.
huge if you can do that
Huge.
because that's gonna like all of this stuff. None of obviously no mods can be put on like melee weapons. But if you're using a gun and you shoot at somebody with this, the opponent accuracy -5, and they come at you with a melee weapon, it can impact that, which it usually can't happen. Like that's going to help people miss with their DBKs or ranked warring melee weapons. So I'm a little torn about it, but that's opponent accuracy getting buffed is huge. Like that's pretty crazy.
You'll want it. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Gonna love it.
Yeah.
I think light on like an assault rifle, if that's like your main weapon, light and the laser, and you're good to go. You'll have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good setup.
Yep.
Good setup. But yeah, that's mods. If you don't have any mods yet, the first time you buy one, and you go to your items page, right at the top, there'll be your mods section. And if you click on that, it'll show you all the different mods that you had. Mods can be taken on and off any, whatever gun it fits at any time. You just take it off, put it on another one. If you were to sell a gun, they just get removed. But you can just kind of move them around. Same thing, like if you get a weapon from from your faction and you have mods, you can throw it on there, and then it'll come off when you return it back to the faction. So it's good because they don't disappear. It's not like once it's on a gun, like that's it. You can't put it on anything else. They're kind of interchangeable. So definitely worth getting and putting in the time to get these missions done to get those credits for them though. Can
Dude,
really
imagine
change the
this.
tide and
Yeah. Imagine if every time you put it on a weapon, you had to keep that weapon, and if you ever got rid of that weapon, it lost the mod forever, and the mod's gone. And that's how it worked.
that'd be
That
crazy.
expensive. Yeah, that'd be brutal. I mean,
That'd
you
be
can't. You wouldn't be
brutal.
able to borrow weapon. It'd make owning your weapon so much more crucial because you wouldn't be able to borrow
Yep.
really from your faction and put a mod on it.
Yeah. And you like when the weapons. So I guess if they stayed on it, like when you went to sell them, it could impact like that last tier of scope or whatever. That's like 6,000 mission credits. Like that could probably add a lot of money to the value of a gun. Like that's huge
Yeah.
if it like stayed on there.
Oh my god.
But the amount of work that you have to go through to get it, I don't even know if selling it would be worth it to have to grind for another 6,000 mission credits.
Oh, seriously. People would buy it, though, even if it was stupid.
Oh,
expensive.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. Because
There's
it
some
saves
honestly
people
got
from grinding
deep
that.
pockets.
Yes, sir. I'm not one of them, but there are some people out there.
Yeah. Do you think that kind of covers
Um,
missions or anything that you thought that you
So the
should have
only
been talking
other
about?
piece of advice I would give about missions, it's more the rewards. But first off, obviously, just do the missions. Like, take the time to do them. You can have a maximum
Oh.
of 3 at a time, but there's a job perk that you can have more. But just do them. But prizes or rewards, sorry, go for books, go for mods. You can even go for special ammunition, even though you can get it from a stock bonus. But really, the only time you should be buying so the other stuff that comes up in mission rewards is like random items. Like you can get like lottery vouchers or med kits or boxes of grenades, or you can get like just random weapons, like not ranked warring weapons, just like a jackhammer. Like you just get one at random quality or random armor. I really don't suggest getting stuff like that because it's like you're wasting credits on something that could be better. The only time I would suggest is like sometimes you'll get like a really cheap whip. Like one of my faction mates just posted they had a bullwhip in there, which is like a really stupid item, but the cost of it was 5 mission credits. Now, when you buy that reward, it recycles it. So like now you're gonna get a new thing that you can buy come up right away instead of having to wait the 7 days. That'd be the only time I would really suggest getting stuff like that if it's cheap enough. But you could get rid of that bullwhip and maybe a mod comes up behind it or a book comes up behind it. So that'd be the only time. Other than that, save your mission credits for definitely mods, definitely books, and if you have a gun that you absolutely love, get those special ammunition to really help turn the tides. But those that would be my last kind of tips for missions.
Good. Thank you, sir. Dude, I'm not gonna
You
lie, I
are.
didn't listen to a word you just said, but let's move on. It's kind of like that meme where it's like, I'm not gonna read all that. Congratulations, or sorry that happened. I totally spaced,
Yeah,
but it's cool because that
right.
was actually not really technically at me at all, and because I have 2 mission credits. Of course, I was gonna go right through me.
Yep, 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 yep.
Oh, so you wanna let's get into stocks now. This is how we're gonna close out the episode talking about good old stock benefit, basically stock blocks and benefits and that kind of stuff. Stocks, what is it, 3.0?
Yes, 3.0.
3.0. And so basically what the stock blocks are good for is it's just passive income. So if you're going for a block, you're not really, I mean, obviously like it's better to buy it while it's cheaper, but you're not really going for that like stock price of, obviously that'd be cool if it raises and stuff and you end up making, it grows like that. Um, but really the only point of it is to get the bonus. So say so for Munster Beverage Corp, that gives you 1 6 pack of energy drinks, and that's like what, like 16. That's worth like what, 16 million, and they give you once per week. But the thing is, it costs it's 5 million shares to have it. So at the current share price, that's like $2.4 billion that you'll get that 16 mil a week for. So basically, there's just a bunch of different perks. I mean, some of them are items, and those are definitely the best ones. Is the items ones. And then there's also other versions of it. I feel like I've been talking a lot though. Is there anything that you wanted to specify with this stuff, Felon? I want to make sure I don't just
No,
blow
I
by you.
mean, no, you're good. I mean, there's a lot of guides about what to buy and what not to buy. The bonus blocks that you get, that's like kind of the beginning of passive income. Like if you're buying, like you just said, if you're buying a block of like Sim and you get the drug packs every week, like you're not looking, you're buying that not to flip the stock. Like you're not like trying to day trade it. You're actually just trying to get the benefit from it. So, this is the stock blocks. Once you get your bank maxed out, because that's still but after that, this is kind of where you get into the late game of getting all your passive. So, um, yeah, there's a bunch of Excel spreadsheets that are online that you can plug in what you own, and it'll tell you what the best thing is to buy. Um, but when it comes to benefit blocks, it's really just what benefits your game.
Yeah, yeah. Like right now for me, because as I said, like I pretty much did like zero my net worth on stat enhancers. Like that wasn't really like a joke. Like it wasn't quite zero, but like it got pretty dire there. And so I'm trying to build up that because I before I did have every single stock block in the game under the system, and I'm
Wow.
trying to get back to that. Some of them I don't care about, but like but I'm going for all the money ones first, and I'm going for the item ones first because those are the better ones, the ones that give you items. So I didn't do that fully. Like say I'm going for Munster right now. I need to buy a 500 mil more in shares to get the bonus, and I have IOU. So but the ones that gives items are definitely better. The ones that give like money every month, so like this is like you will be able to collect 12 million, and well, for when it you buy it, it will be 31 days. And obviously that's like not that much, but that, say for the IOU, that's only $457 million currently for 12 mil every 31 days. So nothing crazy, nothing life changing. But you'll definitely just want to have one level of that stock. Um, and there's a lot of things choices you can make of like what order you buy things in. Like right now I have something that's open, but you kind of have to take this with a grain of salt because the like the prices have changed. Obviously, I mean it's stocks, but it basically goes through all the different stock blocks and shows you which would be better to buy and in what order. So actually, the first one that you'd want to buy is SYM, which on here is showing costs 376 million. And let's see what that's currently at, so we can get. It's currently 302 million.
Sim just fell off the wall.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. So it's
it just
actually even
fucking
better
jumped.
now. So that
Yep.
that's something to pay attention to. Damn. So yeah, it's even better now. It was already like the first thing you're gonna want to get for
Mhm.
passives from stocks, and that it's even better now.
Yep.
Obviously that gives a drug pack, which it's worth like what was like 5 mil.
4 point something.
Okay. And then the next one you're gonna want to get is FHG. Um, and so here it's showing 1.3 bill, and right now it's 1.4 bill. So it went up a little bit, but it's still going to be a really good one for you. And that gives a Feathery Hotel coupon, which is worth like right now, like what, 15 mil? So that's one's pretty good.
Yeah,
And it's,
it fluctuates between 14 and 15. Yeah, which
yeah,
for me, like that's more than you get at the bank for a $2 billion investment for a week. So like, I really like FHG for a stock benefit.
yeah, and it's only like ever so slightly less worth than a 6 pack of energy cans, but the stock
Hmm.
uh for it is what much cheaper. So that's a very good one.
Yeah.
The next one actually it's shown is TCT, which is funny, Torrance City Times, which
Hmm.
is suit the like I think it's like what one of like it's basically like the cheapest one. It's on here it's showing 24 million, and you get 1 mil every month.
Yeah.
And right now it's 29 million. So would you look at that?
We need a TU stock.
We do need a TU stock. That'd be so cool. I'd be head over heels. I'd love that. I'd be so
Yeah.
happy. TU stock. TU stock. And then the next one is actually the GRN, which is grain. So that's the farming one. So I guess maybe I'm wrong here. I mean, obviously going through this, it's showing some of the ones that get you money every single month over the items for the because actually you don't buy PRN for the longest time, or and that's for the erotic DVD, or the one for the grenade pack way down the list here. You actually get FHC again for the second tier of that. So you get 2 FHCs before you even get one PRN. That's pretty wild. And
Yeah.
even way before that, you get SIM SYM for the second time.
Yeah.
So I guess I am kind of wrong, maybe a little bit there, but definitely like the core ones that are really good. I mean, they're items. So SYM, FHE, those are two really good ones that obviously you're gonna want to really stack up on, and and actually go for a second FHC, so you get two of them a week
Hmm.
because that's
Yeah,
actually
it's
still
huge
pretty
if
worth
you
it
can afford it.
if you can afford it. Yes, of course.
Yeah,
Don't break
because
the
you can
bank.
use like FHC isn't just about like if you're just trying to work on money, like it's obviously a good thing to turn in, but like you can save that for training and in wars and stuff. So it's a good kind of passive way to just have the extra energy kind of sitting there for whatever you feel fit in using it for.
Yeah. Um, and then there's even things like TC, what is it, TCB, I think? Oh, TCI now. And so that's 10% extra to your bank interest bonus. So that's cool if if you got that 2 billion bank going, or if you're a 10-story oil rig and you've got a 3 billion bank going, even better then. But that's not bad. You're gonna want to get it in there eventually, but I still would think that a lot of the other ones would be better. I'm actually going for all the money ones before I go for any I really want that special ammo, but I'm gonna get all the money ones first before I get to say like the special ammo. Before I get the new one for plus 50 nerve, which is pretty cool, plus 50 nerve a week. It's actually
Yep.
pretty cheap too, so I'll definitely get that one eventually, and I'll definitely get Low Squallow Waste for when I do missions. That's another new one. Um,
Yep.
Home Retail Group is actually pretty cool. I remember when this all first came out. I got a couple private islands. That
Oh,
was fun.
did you really?
Yeah, I had two. I
Oh
had two
shit!
stacks of. I have HRG right off the bat, I think, and I ended up getting a couple. I think like three private islands.
Damn,
Yeah.
paid out.
Oh yeah, no, that was totally worth it. So I don't have it right now. I definitely want it again, because that was a good time. But yeah, so that's what I'm going for right now. Basically, I'd like to get back to having all because right now I'm working on my dexterity, and that I wouldn't want to. It's too early to SE for me personally. So I want while I'm getting it up, I can build up this more passive net worth um money gain. So that's cool. You got
And
anything else?
like I said, yeah. So I mean, it's all about how you want to play your game. So one thing I look at because it's more active like than the bank, just sitting in the bank. But so if you were to get FHG plus Sim, that's going to cost you about what did we just say 1.4 and 300, so about 1.7 billion, right? And that's going to pay you out 14 million. We'll round down 14 million for an FHC and 4 million for Sim. So that's paying you out 18 million dollars a week for 1.7 billion. Now, if you were to go to the bank and put in 2 billion with no merits, you're bringing home 15.2 million. So the way I look at it is for 300 million dollars less, you're already bringing home 3 million dollars more, than the bank with no merits. That gives you an extra 300 million dollars to do something else. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a little bit of a question mark though, because you put 2 billion into the bank, and at the end of that, if you just do it for a week, at the end of the week you are getting back 2 billion, 15,200,000 dollars guaranteed. But with the stock market, as a lot of people are finding out in sim right now, you put the money in and you're getting that $4 million weekly, but it also just dropped $12 in a day. Like there is a chance to lose more than what you're getting, and which will cause people to have to hold on to the stock longer than they want to. So that's kind of the double-edged sword here. If you're just strictly in it to get the items and get the payouts and just have that somewhat of a passive income and you don't mind holding for a while, then yeah, it's fine. But just be aware that it's not always guaranteed profit. There is times where it's going to go down and you're going to lose money. And that one week you just, oh, I just want to get one FHC. Well, by selling it, you might lose more money than if you just hold on to it for another week. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out what stock to buy and whether you want to go with the bank first or the stocks first for passive. Like each kind of have their pros and cons, but you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket and lose everything type of deal.
Beautiful, well said. And we're gonna roll with it. And you think it's time to end this puppy? Go over a couple things before we do.
Yeah.
All right. First off, just another reminder. If we've made you chuckle, if we've made you, if we taught you something, you learned something. You probably we probably gave a couple more chuckles than actual knowledge. Um, you know, Consider joining our Patreon. Super excited for the tiered system. Super excited to do this bonus exclusive content for it every single week, and eventually we can add more to it. I think this is a good place to start. Obviously, because obviously we're putting a little bit extra on our plate. But I think it'll be great. Super excited. So that $5 tier, I think that's a good one.
You guys are worth it.
What? What do you mean by
Our
that?
listeners. Our
They're wor-
listeners are worth the extra work.
Oh. I was like, why would you say that? That was a horrible thing to say. No, okay, that made sense. I don't know why. I don't know what my brain did there, but it said it was a bad thing. I was like, what? Why are you No, we like them. We want people to become Patreons. That's cool. That's what we're going for, Felon. Oh man. Um so yeah, happy to be back on Spotify. I hope that there's no other hiccups with that. I guess we're just gonna stick with our current host for now. And just deal with that. Whatever. So that's cool.
Sorry for breaking it, everybody.
Yeah, that's right, Felon. Also,
Yep.
we're gonna do a little bit of a giveaway, and it's gonna be really simple. Just message me, blow up my chat. It's already screwed, dude. On mobile, I can barely see anything. Like when I'm at like work and I'm just trying to like take a Xanax to train, I can't I can't see anything, dude. My chats are just too because there's chats I don't want to lose. There's chats where like I haven't responded, but I plan on responding and stuff like that, and I don't want to lose the chats, and it's just it's gotten to a place that I really can't handle. So I think this is the perfect time for everybody just to kick a man while he's down and just open up a chat with me asking for stuff. Just ask me for stuff and I'll send you something. It might be nothing good. You might hate it. You might be like, wow, this was a waste of my time. What am I going to do with this? Sell it for 5K? Or you might get something good, like, oh, that was a donator pack. That's cool. Only one of you is going to get a donator pack. I mean, let's not be crazy. Uh, but that is one of the prizes. So some of it will be good, some of it will suck, some will be great. Blow up my chats, make it so that while I'm at work, I literally can't take Xanax to train. It makes it so I lag behind everything. I get kicked out of natural selection. I go down a really long road of depression. The podcast is now over and everything is done, and it's gloom. It's gloom. Did you like that story?
Wow, things just escalated real quick there.
Yeah, I just got carried away with it. Tell them how I really feel.
Yeah, seriously, huh? Jesus, and that'll be the end of the podcast. If you ever get kicked out of natural selection, I vote that we create a faction called Torn Underground, and we just bomb everybody else.
Bomb everybody?
Yep, everybody.
No, I say, all right, I'm gonna cut the podcast here. So we have everybody, we get a bunch of people, and behind their backs, we call them slaves, and we just have them like farm RW caches for us and keep all the money and SC with it, and all that kind of stuff, and just keep all the money. Any rackets? Sound good?
That sounds like a good idea to me.
All right, cool. Yeah, just I'm gonna make a reminder for me to edit that out of the podcast, and that'll be a good way to. Yeah, no, that's cool. So we could start that for next week. Sound good? For our world dominate or torn domination.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yep, they all work for us.
All right, well, we'll talk later about it. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, later. Peace out.
Later.